Hello, welcome back, Box1 here, and today we're going to be looking at a Minecraft set, not the normal Star Wars or Speed Champions, but I do hope you'll enjoy it. This is a set from 2015, one of the first, not the first wave, but one of the first player scale or minifigure scale models, and it comes with 3 figures and a very nice little build. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first figure in this set is one of the it is the only player figure you could get at the time. It is Steve, and he has a torch and a simple iron pickaxe. Now, he's pretty cool. You've seen him 1,000 times before, so I'm not going to go into crazy detail here. He's pretty simple, just as the printed torso, with those 4 little pixels there. And the next 2 figures, they are the same. They are zombies. You've also probably seen them 1,000 times before. I'm actually borrowing another from one from another set because I don't have 2 for some reason. It didn't come with 2 when I got it. I got it in a big thing of multiple sets. So, didn't quite have 2 zombies, but they're really common. And with the very simple lineup of figures, but very, I'd say, acceptable for this type of set, especially with the age, we can get on to the build, which I think is also pretty cool. Now, there are 2 ways you can assemble this, but we'll get to that later. First, we'll look at the base build. The base build's pretty simple. It has a spawner in the middle with a zombie in it. If you've ever played Minecraft, you know. But you can turn the zombie in the spawner by just spinning that, and he does have a little printed part in the front. This does fall out a lot. I noticed that. It's not held in very securely. But anyway, what I was going to say, we'll leave that for the end. Onto the baby zombie. I want to take him out. And you can see what he looks like there. He is about the same as you'd find in those Micro World sets that they had back in 2014. And honestly, I really like those Micro World sets. I've only ever seen one of them in person, and it was $50. It was boxed, though. So I don't have it, but pretty cool little sets they were. This zombie just has 2 printed elements, the light green head and then the dark, or just the normal green bottom, which I don't know why they changed up the color, but whatever. It looks kind of cool. But he just sits right on top of a 1x1, and then you can see... I'll show you the mechanism, actually. And you can see it's a super simple mechanism. It just uses this. When you turn the knob, it turns the gear, and it turns the other gear. That's as simple as it is. And then on the top side, it turns the zombie. We'll look at it from the side if we can try. It's hard to get a view, but yeah, it just turns the zombie in there. Pretty simple. You'll notice in the corner, and you've definitely noticed by now, this little thing, which is actually a pretty cool play feature for this older set. And you simply put the wall up like that, and then you put a zombie on this side. And so it will look like this. It looks a bit goofy from this side and this side, but it's a pretty cool play feature. If you just grab this little thing here, it is not only a stopper for it, but it actually is a handle, and it just spawns him in. And that's a pretty cool spawning mechanism. I'll show you again. Very simple, very smooth, and very cool. I quite like that. On either side, there is something interesting. This has just a door. You can just fit a zombie in there if you want. Maybe there's like another entrance to a cave or something, as you normally find in game. And then on the other side, there's really nothing, besides the mechanism, of course, from the other way around. I'll show you what that looks like underneath as well, just because. It's very simple. There's not much to it. It's just on some Technic pins in there. The other thing that we can quickly go over is that in the chest it has 2 wheat and it's 2 redstone as well in there. So that's pretty cool. And that just sits in the corner there. It's a double chest. There wasn't any single chests back then. I think that's only a thing that came out this year. I don't collect Minecraft Lego anymore, but that's kind of interesting thing that they made recently. Now, in the beginning, I said there were 2 ways to configure this, and that's done pretty simply. You simply knock off the top, and then you take this apart. And once you break it down, this is what you'll get. And with those pieces, you build this little staircase, and you simply put it right here. Pretty cool. The rest of the pieces, you can do pretty easy things with them, like just put the dead bush on one of these studs here, the torch as well. And then with this, I don't know, just put it like here or something. Or you could even just put it on one of those blocks in the back. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. That's about it for this. I'm going to give my opinion on it and some things I don't like, some things I do like now. And that we'll start with the do like. I quite like just the general simplicity of it. With the new sets, they have all the advanced pieces, but this just has some simple pieces, nothing too crazy. And I think it gets the job done, especially for a zombie spawner you'd find in like a desert as it's supposed to be. Maybe the sand, you placed up a block or like a torch on the ground and the sand all fell down. That happens. So, yeah, I just think it actually works as a build quite well. Now, the things I don't like are stability. This easily falls out, as you saw earlier. You just simply push on that and it falls out. And so does this panel, because it's only held on, really, by this. And so it also falls off pretty easily, and that kind of derails it quite a bit. And the cactus as well. This whole section is not very easily held on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the good outweighs the bad, at least to me, especially with the play features being pretty cool. But, again, I do hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time where we will be looking at another set. The set that I actually borrowed the zombie from, as well as the pickaxe. This original 2014 set. I think I had the box at one point. I don't now. I don't know what happened, but I do have the instructions for that one. I didn't have it for this one. As I said, got it in a big bunch of Lego sets. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time, and goodbye.